At Great Clips, they save your haircut details in clip notes, so every member of the highly skilled team knows exactly how to create your signature look. And with our easy-to-use app, you can check in from anywhere and get a ready next text when you're up next for a cut. It's the confidence of a great haircut, delivered by a team you trust. Download our app today. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Hear the playmakers and the coaches first. Postgame is next. ESPN Chicago.
Vikings with a 30-12 win over the Bears to go to 12-2. The Bears fall to 4-10. Jeff Joniak and Tom Thayer with our final thoughts on this day, and it just, to me, goes all back to third and fourth down. That combination was 2 for 14 offensively on third and fourth down combined.
Yeah, I think you took a big chance on that first fourth down attempt when you knew that if you didn't succeed at that play, you were going to give the Vikings incredible field position for their first possession. And if you fell behind that early in the game because of the possession you gave them, it may be an impossible climb back into it. And you saw what happened in terms of that attempt. Then they had a third down attempt where they gave Amagaji no help. And it's a difficult job for the most experienced tackles, but it's more difficult for a rookie who is getting his first starting assignment. And the end result was a sack, strip, fumble. So, there's just a couple plays that are super frustrating that did factor in the overall outcome of this game when, these Bears, they were fighting to the end.
Other notes in the receiving game, again, Allen, 6 for 13, DJ 8 for 8, Dunze 2 for 7, 1 for 1 for Komet, and 1 for 1 for Swift. That's the extent of the passing game today. 18 completions, 31 attempts for Caleb, 58% completion. He averaged 6.2 yards per pass attempt, sacked twice, did throw a touchdown to Keenan, and a long of 29 on this day.
I know. I mean, we can read stats all day, and they're frustrating because they just don't compute to keeping your offense on the field with winnable time of possession that end in the touchdowns. So, they didn't even get an opportunity to get field goals. And the bigger lead that you give an opponent like the Vikings, especially at home, the more difficult it makes the accomplishments of what your offensive game plan wants to be. So defensively, even though Darnold didn't play great, he played well enough to get points for these guys. You knew with Justin Jefferson and Addison and Hockenson and Aaron Jones and the rest of these guys, it was going to be a difficult offense to stop completely. But when you didn't do anything offensively, it was hard to even have the tug-of-war type of game.
Some other notes, 20 points in each of the last 5 games allowed by the Bears defense, and that has been a change, obviously, since the early part of the season, and 7 straight games with a takeaway with the the Tyreek Stevenson interception. So that pretty much sums up the day here at Minnesota's U.S. Bank Stadium. The Bears, 30-12 losers to the Minnesota Vikings. Tom and I will be back shortly to interview the head coach, Thomas Brown. But for now, let's bring it over to the ESPN Chicago studios on the Bears Radio Network with Peggy Kaczynski and Jurko.
All right, JJ, thank you very much. Bears dropped their 8th straight now, 8-game skid. It was just 2 years ago when we suffered through a 10-game losing streak, and here they are doing it again, this time on a team of White Walkers. That's what it looked like at U.S. Bank Stadium. And this Bears team is just struggling.
Yeah, and struggling just in the basics, reporting. You're going to be in a position, you're wearing a lineman number, you've got to report. I mean, some of the basic things that you have out there, that's covering training camp. I mean, it's the first thing you do as a big guy when you know you're going to either be a tight end or at the end of the line of scrimmage or you're going to be playing the fullback position. It's the first thing you do. They got video of him just coming in there, charging into the huddle like a big meathead, charges into the huddle like a big meathead, doesn't look at either one of the officials to report in.
Yep.
Bears score a touchdown, but it doesn't make a difference because Meathead doesn't check in. So what are you going to do? You end up not scoring a touchdown. You end up settling for a field goal. You end up getting with no matter what, it's always like they're shooting themselves in the foot. And today they just continue to shoot themselves in the foot. Penalty after penalty after penalty after penalty. And at the end of the day, what you got is a 18-point. Is that what it was? 18-point ass whipping.
A rough day at the office for Karan Amagaji's first start. Wow. 3 penalties, gave up an awful sack of Caleb Williams, and it continues to point the arrow at this team that continues to get outcoached, outplayed, and outclassed in every game that they play this season. This is, it was
it's
only
a common theme.
It was only a few weeks ago that they started their NFC North schedule, and they played every team tight. Now, it's almost like they read that. Guess what? You're out of the postseason picture. Yesterday, when they were sitting on their couches,
Sure.
and they showed up today that way. This was a game that was hard to keep your attention.
Right. I thought there was a little oomph in him early on. I thought there was a little bit of fight in them defensively. I thought they were trying to get after the quarterback a little bit. They held him to a couple of field goals early, which is always going to give yourself a little bit of a chance. You had yourself a turnover. So, yeah, there were some things that were looking rosy, but at some point offensively, you've got to be able to do something. At some point offensively, you've got to be able to put points on the board. You can't win with 0 on the board. It's impossible. You're not going to win with 0. So, as bad as they are defensively and ultimately they give up 30 points, offensively they were woeful today. They're just bad. They're bad. They can run the ball, but it's like the land of misfit toys. They do something, they put something together, and then they shoot themselves in the foot. Then they do something stupid. And it's over and over again, whether it's Darnell Wright not getting his arm out there. 72 had himself a tough game today. Rookie, first start in the league. The kid from Yale, the kid from suburban Chicago. Tough day. Tough day. You give up sack. You've got multiple penalties. You gave up the sack, you gave up the fumble. You just sat there and you laid on your stomach and you didn't do nothing. You weren't athletic at all. Get up and do something. Just lay there. So, tough day for that young man. Number of penalties that were on him over and over and over and over again. So,
and once again, another slow start. The Bears offense has led by only 1 minute and 6 seconds throughout this 8-game losing streak in the first halves of those games. They cannot put points on the board in the first half. This has continued to be a problem.
They've only scored first once this year.
Right. Nothing is more obvious than this team needs an offensive coordinator.
Yeah, somebody that can put a design together that complements it. You don't go deep. You never do. You still got a horizontal passing game that's grotesque. Early in the game, your veteran guys, you expect to be able to block. Cole Kmet still doing what he does best. He's like not cognizant of people that are around him. You got your man to block. He's in front of you. Why did you pass him up? Why did you let him go? He's the one that made the play. I don't understand it. It just over and over and over. Are you not wary? Is your head not on a swivel? Do you not see things? So, one after the other. Then you get a drop past here or there. Anything they could do to set themselves back is what they're doing. And that's who they are now. 1 step forward, 2 step backs. Anytime you see him score a touchdown, you're just waiting for something bad to happen, a flag coming from somewhere. Something bad is going to happen. They blocked the punt today. Good for them. Came scot-free.
Best thing Dominic Robinson's done in 3 years.
In a long time. So good for Dominic Robinson. It was sickening to watch that game.
The meme.
Nothing positive
The
came
meme
out of
that will absolutely depict this Bears season is Caleb Williams on the sidelines, on the bench, just falling over sideways and wanting to just
after getting smacked,
crawl under the bench and hide and go away.
Go in that little blue tent and just pretend to disappear for a while.
Yeah, this is just. This has just been an awful display. National games in front of national audiences from Thanksgiving to Monday Night Football. This is a team that has become a laughing stock across the National Football League.
Yeah.
They should not, with Thomas Jones taking over this Thomas Brown, I'm sorry, this team has not moved the ball like everyone expected when he first was taking over for Shane Waldron. It's maddening. They've been outscored 65-19 since Thomas Brown took over. They're not putting points up on the board. They're questioning what they're doing. They're hesitant. The wide receivers are dropping balls that they typically don't drop. This team is just an absolute mess.
And that's what happens. That's what happens when you start losing games. That's what happen. You go into that streak of badness. That's where they're at. They can't get out of their streak of badness. They don't know how to get out. They're in that little whirlpool. They're circling the drain, and they don't know how to save themselves out of it. And guess what? The stench of this season continues. The way this team plays is going to continue to be the way this team plays until you've got to change. You flush everything out up top. You get some new voices, some new energy, some new people in here, and unfortunately, that's just the way it's heading.
Whew, this was another rough one. Hey, 3 left. 3 games left.
3 beauties. Can't wait.
Three games left, and there is a bright side in that Detroit comes to Soldier Field with half a team.
Yeah.
With basically half a team.
Well, yeah, and they're still much more talented than the Chicago Bears. They will come in here. They're going to be in a must-win situation the same way the Minnesota Vikings are in the must-win situation. So what does that buy you? It buys you a chance to line up against a team that you're eventually going to have to beat, that you can't beat. It looks like the Bears are going to go in 6 in the division this year. Never in a million years would I have thought that at the beginning of the year, that they would not have found a way not to win against one of those teams. And they had them early on. They went 0 for 3 at home in some of the worst losses I've ever seen this team go through. Just found a way to lose every single week. It was horrific. It was terrible. I don't feel good about any game on the schedule, even the Seattle game on Thursday night. Seattle's going to come in a must-win situation. They will play desperation football. So when you play desperation football against a team that's just playing out the string, that becomes a bad situation for your squad.
Let's head back to the Twin Cities, where Coach Thomas Brown is standing by with Jeff Joniak and Tom Thayer.
All right, thank you, guys. Thomas, good evening. Give me a quick perspective on how things transpired tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't good enough for the entire group. I thought early on our special teams played particularly well. Our defense started fast and gave us an opportunity to stay in games. Wanted to kind of come with an aggressive mindset. Probably got too aggressive at times, particularly on the first drive with a couple calls that didn't work out. And then just too many ways to shoot ourselves in the foot. I think we kind of took a step backwards when it comes to penalties. So way too many of those. They kind of plagued us took away a touchdown. But just overall, I wasn't good enough by myself.
You know, one of the biggest stats, and I think, you know, when you look at the stat sheet, and it always comes down to this in football, but 1 of 11 on third down, 1 of 3 on fourth down today. Yeah,
don't give you a shot at all with that. So need to have some better answers. They obviously made some adjustments from the first time we played them, but also just the Florida game didn't give us an opportunity. Didn't like some of the calls that I made on third down. Got to do a better job of executing. And just find better ways to get the ball out of the QB's hands and also protect the quarterback as well.
Thomas, finding out late in the week that Braxton Jones wasn't going to play, did that make you think about the protections or anything to help Karan Amagaji coming into a pretty difficult environment to play your first game?
Yeah, I mean, you think about that some. You obviously can't alter the entire game plan because it's the day before we actually play the game. I think when it got down to critical moments, just trying to find ways to possibly max protected to slide to his side to be able to help out. But I thought he battled his butt off all night. He's going to be a really good player for us in the future, for the Bears in the future. And I think just, he put some good stuff on tape. So just trying to find ways to obviously stay balanced, to run the football, getting Swift going obviously helps out with that, mixing some keepers, mixing some screens. To alleviate some stress off of him. But overall, I thought he battled his butt off all night.
I agree. So when you look at one attempt at Cole Kmet and one attempt at DeAndre Swift, do those guys getting limited opportunities, either the other running backs that had a chance to play, but with Cole only getting one attempt, is that because of the max protections that you're talking about?
Not necessarily. I think it's more about just how the coverage is distributed. They obviously kind of showing pressure and building kind of a 2-deep zone for the most part, most of the night, which kind of covers the area where Cole is going to be for the most part in the middle of the field. And so the cover sometimes dictates where the ball does go. Definitely, obviously not on purpose. I think Swift is a little bit different when it comes to being able to hand the ball to the running back and get him involved with that. Did have a couple of screens up. We had penalties on those plays that kind of took us out of those plays where the ball was designed to go to him. But also want to kind of get creative early in the game with how we use DJ. I had him in the backfield, so I moved him around, just trying to get different ways to get the ball in his hands so he can make plays for us.
I thought Eric Washington did a nice job of the different ways he used his defensive lineman, his defensive talent, by using Darrell Taylor and Jacob Martin's rushing from the inside and the different kind of configurations you had. I do think that was helpful to you guys.
They did a great job making some adjustments, and we talked about earlier in the week about trying to find ways to find some matchups on critical third downs or known passing downs. So the mixing of different personnel groupings on defense and also, like you said, aligning guys in different spots to create some matchups was big for us.
8 quarterback hits too. I mean, DeMarcus Walker had 4 early part in the game. He was a hard to deal with for Sam Darnold and that offensive line.
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier in the week when we talked about the dynamic playmakers they have on the outside, they're not independent of the quarterback. So the more we can affect the quarterback, the more we can limit the opportunities for those guys. So it's a great job by our defense getting pressure on their QB.
On the touchdown that was wiped out on the Kramer not identifying himself as a participant in that, did he feel he did, or was that just a flat-out miss?
Yeah, I'm unclear about that. So I think most times he kind of declares himself when he goes on the field. So a lot of times his back is turned to me. But if it was in doubt, what I could have done is just burn a timeout and just save the play, get back at the huddle, make sure we report it. But whatever way it did, kind of showed it didn't work out for us. And I was unfortunate as far as being able to get a touchdown on that drive.
Yep, but the fight for the team the whole night was real, correct?
Yeah, I told the guys in the locker room that I appreciate their fight. I wasn't good enough for them, and obviously always committed to trying to figure out ways to be at my best for the entire group. But one thing you can't say about the unit is they didn't continue to battle the entire way throughout the game. So I do appreciate that. We'll go back to work and keep swinging.
All right. Safe travels home. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. That is Bears head coach Thomas Brown. Back to you guys in the studio.
All right, thank you, JJ. The Thomas Brown interview with Jeff and Tom is brought to you by Finishing Chicago. Brought to you by Finishing Chicago, where all great finishes start with hiring qualified contractors. That's finishingchicago.com. When we come back, the Caleb Williams interview with Jason McKee and your phone calls, 312-332-3776. This is the Great Clips postgame show on the Chicago Bears Radio Network.
In football, success is about team effort, and the same is true for your hair. At Great Clips, they save your haircut details in clip notes, so every member of the highly skilled team knows exactly how to create your signature look. And with our easy-to-use app, you can check in from anywhere and get a ready next text when you're up next for a cut. It's the confidence of a great haircut, delivered by a team you trust. Download our app today. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
What would you do with $1 million? Hard Rock Casino Northern Indiana wants to give you the chance to find out in our $1 million giveaway. Earn July 1st through December 27th. Then join us each Friday for your chance to win a grand finale spot for a 1 in 500 chance to be the guaranteed winner of $1 million. The $1 million giveaway. Exclusively at Hard Rock Casino Northern Indiana. Must be 21. See Players Club for complete details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
Hi, it's Peggy Kaczynski. You've heard me talk about how the village of Bolingbrook continues to rank as one of the most livable communities in Illinois. Here's Mayor Mary Alexander Basta to tell you herself.
Thanks, Peggy. With excellent schools, beautiful parks, and a wide range of shopping and dining options, I invite you to come and experience the warmth and friendliness of Bolingbrook for yourself.
If you're looking to elevate your future and the future of your family, visit BeBolingbrook.com to learn more.
Join us and be Bolingbrook.
This is Jeff Joniak here to tell you about Ego Power Plus. Ego is the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Take it from me. I love the 22-inch Select Cut self-propelled lawnmower. It cuts my lawn in a single charge. Ego delivers the power and performance of gas, but without the noise, fuss, or fumes. Ego's patented 56-volt arc lithium battery technology is the heart and soul of the system and what powers game-changing torque needed for demanding jobs. Learn more at egopowerplus.com. Ego, power beyond belief.
Your company can save money by becoming more energy efficient. In fact, the ComEd Energy Efficiency Program can help your business find up to 35% in energy savings, resulting in lower energy costs. At ComEd, we're not just moving toward a clean energy future. We're powering the future of your business. Sign up for your free facility assessment at ComEd.com/poweringbiz. Terms and conditions apply. Offers are subject to change. Actual savings will vary by customer's usage and rate. The ComEd Energy Efficiency Program is funded in compliance with state law.
Score a touchdown with your next vehicle at Bill Jacobs Auto Group. Whether you're in the market for a brand new BMW, Volkswagen, Mini, Jaguar, or Land Rover, we've got the perfect play for you. Every car comes with Bill Jacobs Total Mile Protection. Enjoy a 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty on new cars and a 3-month, 3,000-mile powertrain warranty on used cars. Visit us in Naperville and Hinsdale today. At Bill Jacobs, the cars bring you in and the experience brings you back.
Miller Lite is brewed with great taste and only great taste.
The Miller Brewing Company would like to issue a correction. Miller Lite is brewed to be less filling. What are you doing here?
Miller Lite tastes great.
Look, I'm just reading the script. It says less filling.
That's not what my script says.
Well, mine said.
We'd like to apologize for the previous announcers. Miller Lite is in fact less filling and tastes great. Time to shine, legal guy.
Celebrate responsibly. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Beer. 96 calories and 3.2 grams carbs per 12 ounces. Fewer calories and carbs than premium regular beer.
So you call your virtual insurance company to ask a simple question about your policy, but now you're on hold listening to this music. While you wait and wait. Auto Owners works with local independent agents who tailor coverage to meet your needs and pick up the phone when you call, because you shouldn't be on hold so long that you memorize the music. That's simple human sense.
Ask Fazio Insurance in Joliet if auto owners make sense for you.
The new home of the Chicago Bears.
Hungry Chicago, finally champions on this January day in New Orleans.
ESPN Chicago.
Here comes
Welcome to the Great Clips postgame show on the Bears Radio Network. Brought to you by Great Clips. It's gonna be great by Hard Rock Casino, Northern Indiana, and by Miller Lite. And now, the Great Clips postgame show on the Bears Radio Network.
Here are your hosts, Peggy Kaczynski and John Jurkovich.
The Bears were eliminated from the postseason before they even stepped on the U.S. Bank Stadium field tonight, and that was due to yesterday's Washington Commanders win. Unfortunately, the Bears played like they didn't need to play today, that there wasn't much left to play for, as they lose 30-12 to the Vikings. It is now a 4-10. That's right, another double-digit losing season for the Bears. 4-10 with just a few games left to play, Jurko.
Yeah, 4-10, racking them up. On our way, 8 in a row now. Might be setting a world record, 11-game losing streak for Peggy and I. I think that matches the first one.
That would.
Yeah, first one we had 3 years ago. Was that 3 years ago?
The tank season?
The tank season, yeah, 2022.
That no one told us there was going to be a tankathon going on?
No, nobody gave us a heads up, but that's what it was. It was the tankathon. And we were looking to get the nice draft choice there, what to do, how to do, when to do, get there. Here we are, 4 victories. That's what you're looking at with this team. You're in the process of just identifying what your talent is, what you're going to move forward with, and what you're going to jettison at the end of the year. That's all you're looking for. Big money players that haven't played up to their contracts will be gone. You'll keep some of your stars, try to figure out whether they're going to play for you or not, and then find out who you're going to have as you move forward, and then try to upgrade the roster. Roster's not good enough.
Outside of the coaching search and a team on display that should be showing off the roster that they have and the skill players that they have on offense. Instead, it's very spotty. The most important thing about the rest of the season is the continued development of Caleb Williams. 18 of 31 tonight for 191 yards, 6.2 yards per pass average, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. So he continues his streak of games. Is that 7 games now, 8 games now without an interception. 2 sacks. He finishes with an 86.9 passer rating. Your evaluation, Jurk, of Caleb?
I think Caleb's getting there. I see the one throw he rolled out to the right and fired the ball down the field I liked. I mean, he does some good things. I think with more time, he'll do better things. It's unfortunate. I didn't think the season was going to go the way it was. I would like him to have the sweet taste of success in his mouth, some more victories. That game where he leads the comeback against the Washington Redskins, they get 18 points on the board. They get the 2-point conversion. They take the 3-point lead. You want to feel that victory. You want to feel the elation in the locker room. Instead, you didn't get that. Instead, you were robbed of that. And I think there were chances this year where you've had victories there. They're just right on the tip that would service him very well, that would serve a young man well, somebody that needs that confidence, needs to continue to build that confidence. Some of those victories or some of those chances at victories would have been good for everybody's psyche. The team's psyche, the offensive psyches, your quarterback's psyche. It would have been good for all that. But it's to be not. And you're going to have to learn the hard way, the difficult way, the way through attrition and the way through losing. It's a way to learn. You'll get tired of it. You'll get sick of it to the point where that taste in your mouth of bitter defeat will drive you absolutely mad. You'll do everything you can not to do that again.
Caleb Williams is now on a streak of 286 consecutive pass attempts without an interception. He already set the NFL rookie record for consecutive passes without an interception. He continues to add on to that. And he needs one more passing touchdown to set the Bears franchise record of passing touchdowns by a Bears quarterback. Up and down day for him, but a couple more sacks, and boy, he looked beat up. He just looked beat up at the end of that game. And I do like the fact that the last two games in which the last week's game against the San Francisco 49ers was a blowout. Here, they lose by 18 points. Take him out in the end. No need for him. And what's he going to learn in the final 2 minutes except how to take some more sacks?
Yeah, well, that's fine. They put Bajan in the game, right?
Something that Flus wouldn't do, though.
That's fine. Get him out of the game. You've had enough. Time to go. Maybe they'll just keep calling timeouts. Boy, if this team had 30 timeouts,
Lord.
they'd have taken them in the fourth quarter until they couldn't take them anymore.
Between the timeouts and the penalties, this team
19 penalties, by the way, for the two teams. 9 for one and 10 for the other. Ton of penalties.
That's just they went last week. They didn't have their first penalty until nearly the end of the game.
Yeah.
And they were all excited about being a disciplined team again. And this time now, my Lord, 93 yards in penalties. It was just, and special teams, the special teams penalties just keep racking up as well. This is a team that needs a lot of help in a lot of areas. Thomas Brown said in the post-game interview with Jeff Joniak, he was talking about Karan Amagaji is going to be a really good player for us. And then he goes, for the Bears.
Yeah.
And I thought he caught himself as if he wasn't going to be here for the Karan Amagaji continuation experiment. So, but a rough day for everybody. I mean, there's a lot of guys playing for their jobs. There's a lot of guys playing for their careers, like Thomas Brown coaching for his career as well. And it just, not a lot is going right. Can you pick out something good for me?
Here's something good for you. Braxton Jones decided he had a concussion yesterday.
Okay.
Let you know what you need to think about that player as you move forward. So there's something bright for you. You won't have Braxton Jones on this football team next year. So there's a positive. Something that you can really grasp a hold on to and say, there's a good thing for me. Braxton Jones will not be on this football team next year. Wonderful. Guys play their ways off of teams now. And you can look at what's happening on the football field at the way guys play. Gordon was playing his ass off today.
Yeah.
I thought Stevenson was out there fighting his ass off there today. Those are two guys that I look at and I say, all right, you guys can ball. 53, T.J. Edwards was out there trying to play. The 64, the new fat guy in the middle, the big fella, defensive tackle in the middle. He was getting off the ball. He was doing some swell. 64, the new guy.
Is that Daryl Taylor?
No, I think 52 is Taylor and 92. Hardy and Taylor, I think, are different guys. I don't know who 64 is. That's Nate Davis.
Ford.
Thank you.
Jonathan Ford.
Jonathan Ford, the gunman, in exchange for his parole. All right? That's who he got. That guy looks like he wants to play some football in the middle. 64's come out of nowhere and just say, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to create a little bit of havoc and some chaos in the middle. 64's making a name for himself in the middle. That's what I like to see in the middle. Guy that's going to fight, that's going to play on their side of the line of scrimmage. You give me 64, you give me a big batch of a couple of 64s on the defensive line, and I'll be a happy camper. Somebody that would that's not going to give an inch. That's what I'm looking for. So that's what I like, number 64. You're looking for positives on this football team?
How about DeMarcus Walker? 4 quarterback hits. I thought he had a nice, aggressive game. He was getting after it
I thought
today.
Montez Sweat, he put a nice effort out there today, too. I think Sweat did. 95 put an effort out there. 64, 6, 29, 53. I think those guys put good efforts out there.
It was interesting earlier this week. Thomas Brown did talk about defensive coordinator Eric Washington after last week's game, how there were too many explosive plays given up to the 49ers, and that he talked to Eric Washington about everything starts with the pass rush. Everything starts with the pass rush. So take a look at your personnel groupings and who you have together on the field at the same time, and we need to get after the quarterback more. And I thought whatever adjustments he made, he had Darrell Taylor, I always call him Darrell Taylor on with DeMarcus Walker, and it seemed like the two of them were getting pressure. Like you said, Montez Sweat was getting pressure. The defense was getting pressure. And Jurk, there were 4 opportunities for interceptions. They had 4 opportunities that they just couldn't keep their hands on.
They had a second interception that they got a penalty called on. No matter what, it was going to be penalized, whether it was roughing the quarterback or whether it was interference on 29 in the end zone when he had an arm on the guy and he continued to push on the guy. But at least he was active. He was in there. He was physical. He was trying to make a play on the football, which was nice. But, yeah, the one Gordon had on the sidelines where he got a hand on it, one hand on it, he was going to be out of bounds the whole way. But, yeah, when you get your hands on footballs, there's a better chance that you come down with those balls. When you never defend a pass and you never put your hand on the football, you're never going to have one. There was another one where Hawkinson came over. I think it was Byard that looked like he was going to have a chance at the football.
Yes.
Hawkinson came over with the one big right paw and kind of knocked it out of the hands of Byard. So, yes, things were a little bit more active in the secondary. Guys were defending passes. Guys were closer to where the completions were taking place, which was a good thing.
So the defense has that going for them. The offense is still a work in progress. Still one target to Cole Kmet.
Still too horizontal for my liking. Not enough verticality in this thing. Too many receivers running too close together. That was pointed out by Troy Aikman out there. So it just...
A lot of DJ Moore out of the backfield.
Not quite there, which was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Good to see him getting a little bit of action with DeAndre Swift being banged up a little bit and Rashad Khan being out. A good chance to see number 2 get the ball, get active early, get him interested in the ball game. The longer he doesn't touch the football, the more despondent he becomes. And I don't need number 2 being despondent. I need number 2 being active in the game. So if you want to go ahead and give him that ball in the backfield and let him run the ball like a running back, get him alert and get him active in that sort of way, that's a good thing because it keeps him interested in the game. Because when he gets bored and disinterested, it's not a good look.
It's been 1 year since the Bears won their last road game. It was at U.S. Bank Stadium, November 27th of 23. Unfortunately, they were not able to repeat that with a win tonight. They lose 30-12. Let's take a break. When we come back, we will have that Caleb Williams interview and your phone calls, 312-332-3776 on the Great Clips postgame show on the Chicago Bears Radio Network.
This is the new home of the Bears, ESPN Chicago, WMVP, WTBC HD2, Chicago.
Ho-ho! Welcome to the Make It Jingle with Kris Kringle podcast. Today we're talking to Jan from Toyota, all about Toyotathon.
Hi!
So, Jan, got any red Tacomas?
Yeah, we have a great selection of vehicles, including Tacomas.
After my big job, I'm taking the missus down to Florida to go surfing.
Did you say Florida? Can the elves and I go too?
Dealer inventory may vary. Offers are subject to change throughout Toyotathon, which ends on January 6th. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Toyota, let's go places.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right. And naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything. From the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Beyond the bottle, Tito's has gained a reputation for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits around the world to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's and learn more at titosvodka.com. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
Hi, this is Dave Musial, owner of Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric, with our biggest sale ever. Furnaces from $39 a month, furnace and air conditioning combos from $59 a month, plus 72 months interest-free financing and up to a $4,000 system rebate. Four Seasons guaranteed to beat any competitor's price by up to $1,000 guaranteed. So call today for your free in-home estimate and same-day installation.
For all the right reasons, call 866-4Seasons.
I was told I needed a kidney transplant. My name is Mecca. After doing some research, I put my trust in Northwestern Medicine.
The Northwestern Medicine African American Transplant Access Program is the first of its kind in the nation. Led by Dr. Danae Simpson, the first female African American transplant surgeon in Illinois.
Now I'm recovered and committed to giving back.
Northwestern Medicine invests more in our community than any other healthcare system. Learn more at nm.org/community.
Property managers and GCs use FinishingChicago.com's contractors for finishes and protective coatings in the most iconic venues, interior spaces, and essential infrastructure. Our painters apply industry-leading commercial and industrial finishes inside and out, so your biggest assets always put their best square footage forward. FinishingChicago.com has your free list of painting, wall covering, glass systems, drywall finishing, and signage contractors. For a great finish, start with FinishingChicago.com.
New cars and old friends. At the Autobarn Subaru of Countryside, they combine 3 generations of automotive experience with state-of-the-art facilities. They are a Subaru Love Promise customer and Community Commitment Award winner, consistently supporting passions and causes in the Countryside community. Autobarn Subaru is much more than a car dealer. Exceptional service, convenience, and price matched with an unwavering dedication to the community. The Autobarn Subaru of Countryside. Shop online at theautobarnsubaru.com.
Hey Bears fans, Steinhoffel's is a proud partner of the Chicago Bears. Steinhoffel's newest 100,000 square foot furniture and mattress superstore is now open in Orland Park at Orland Park Place, with furniture stores in Vernon Hills, Crystal Lake, Downers Grove, Harwood Heights, Schaumburg, and Orland Park. Steinhoffel's is Chicagoland's furniture and mattress leader with the largest selection to fit every style and budget, and is 100% employee owned. Shop in-store and online at steinhoffels.com.
Peggy and Jurko post-game on ESPN Chicago.
Let's head back to U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, where Jason McKee is standing by with Caleb Williams.
Here, Bears quarterback Caleb Williams. Caleb, what made this defense, what was different about this defense schematically than what you faced the first game?
They didn't bring really any cover zeros until the end. All their cover zeros, they end up walking up and bluffing out mainly. And then other than that, I mean, they added a few wrinkles in that they kept running. They were dropping out the D end and clouding that same side. And then bringing that blitz down the middle, bringing the backers. So when I saw I didn't see the blitzers. So when I saw the cloud, I ended up moving past. I'm talking about the one to Rome that I missed when he was running like an over type route. So they did well with that. Confused me on that one play, and then the other one, also to Rome where Harrison ended up breaking it up. They did a good job on both those plays, and I think we were expecting them to bring a little bit more zero than they did, and they didn't.
1 for 12 on third down, 1 for 3 on fourth down. What made it so difficult to operate in these critical situations? Did crowd noise play a factor, or just execution?
I think just execution. I think we did pretty well throughout the week with the crowd noise, and I think today we did pretty well. We didn't have any any reasons to call timeouts, or we didn't have any flags on the clock and all of that. So getting in and out of the huddle, we did pretty well. getting up to the line, getting the playoff, getting some of the alerts off and things like that. I think we did well. I think it came down to execution, and that's it.
Late in the game, you guys started to get in rhythm. Third down, you rolled out, made a nice pass to Keenan. Keenan got his feet in bounds, and then you came back, hit him over the middle for a touchdown. Break down that touchdown pass to Keenan for us.
Yeah, Keenan ran a great route, paced it pretty well. The corner ended up being outside leverage. Keenan broke inside, stepped in the pocket. The guys, did pretty well with the pocket. And I had a lane and threw a pretty good ball, and Keenan made a pretty good catch.
Last question: what are the positives you can take away from this game, but also facing a defense like this defense that you've already faced twice now throughout this season?
Yeah, I think honestly, the way we fought in both these games versus them, tough defense. They got explosive offense, and the way we fought. We had a block punt late in the game, and things like that, small things like that. It ended up being large, obviously, but small things like that don't happen in the grand scheme of it. If players are giving up, if players are not willing to fight, not willing to keep going, and so with that, I think that's the most encouraging thing is how well we fight and how much we fight all the way to the end, and then I'd say going versus team, not having turnovers as interceptions and things like that. I had the one sack fumble today, but other than that, just not turn the ball over versus I think they're number 2 now with turnovers and things like that. So not turning the ball over as much as these other teams have going versus them, and being able to have a plan and be decisive.
All right, thanks for your time. Back to you guys up in the booth.
All right, the Caleb Williams interview with Jason McKee is brought to you by Hard Rock Casino, Northern Indiana. Brought to you by the Hard Rock Casino, Northern Indiana, located just 30 minutes from Soldier Field off I-80-94. Caleb Williams managed to keep alive his rookie record streak of 286 now passes without throwing an interception for 8 straight games, but the Bears have lost every single one of those games. And the Bears somehow 3 consecutive scoreless first halves. First time a team has done that since Jacksonville in 2018. They've been outscored 53-0 now in the first half the last 3 games. So offense that is reeling.
Congratulations. Go out there. They did try for it on 4th down a couple times.
They did. They were 1 for 3.
Yeah, they did try for it on 4th down a couple times.
I hate when you need 1 yard and you pitch it back 3 yards.
Yeah, you don't like that. You're not a fan of that.
Drives me crazy. Mm-hmm. Not when you have an offensive line that is as porous as this line is.
They used to pitch to Sweetness, and then Sweetness would just kind of extend the play, then throw the ball into the end zone. That's always an option in that area. Suck everybody up, have somebody go out and just toss the ball to the wide open receiver. I'd rather see a running back throw the ball than to see a lineman throw the ball. For me. Or carry the ball.
I don't know. I don't think we need to see any more 1985 Bears retro plays.
I love it.
After your guy,
well, some of that's
Kramer
basic.
Time.
Some of that's basic. Teams like Philadelphia can go ahead and run the Philly special, and it becomes a part of historic lore. The Bears try to do something cute, and it becomes part of the tragedy that is the Chicago Bears. It's unfortunate, but that's the way it is. But there are ways to be cute down on the goal line, just a little trickeration, just a little bit of hocus pocus, a little bit of magic to create something that's just easy. Why not do it if you can do it? You don't necessarily have to use the sledgehammer every single time, especially with this offensive line. Where you don't have sledgehammers, you've got little ball-peen hammers. And the ball-peen hammers aren't quite going to get it done.
You have little what?
Ball-peen hammer. You don't know what a ball-peen hammer is? You've never seen a ball-peen hammer? Well, it's not quite a sledgehammer. Let me just say that. And it's a tiny little hammer used for something very distinct. Here, there's the ball-peen hammer right there. See that?
Oh, yeah.
Right there. That's a
sure.
ball peen hammer.
Yeah.
Yeah, also known as a machinist hammer. It's a type of, what is that word? A peening hammer used in metalworking, 2 heads, 1 flat, and the other called the peen rounded. The old ball peen hammer. The Bears don't have sledgehammers up front.
No,
They've got
they don't.
these little, tiny little ball peen hammers that can't open up a hole for crap. And that's why the Bears find themselves in the situation there. That's when they get to Kramer time. They're in it again. Did Joniak say it again today?
No, he did not say Kramer time.
Sure?
He did not say Kramer time because
I was watching that game.
If he had said it with Swift's touchdown, he then would have had to call it back.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know if it was Kramer time because Kramer didn't know it was Kramer time because Kramer didn't go to the officials and report in. That's all you got to do.
You see it. They wave
What's his
to him.
name? 68 reports.
They tap him on the shoulder. They'll be like, hey.
Reports.
That's right.
68 reports.
Yeah.
All you got to do is look at him, go 68 reports. Instead, old meathead came running in. Oh, look at me. I'm bull in a china shop. Boom, I'm here in the huddle. Now, you listen to the player. And then, no, he didn't say anything to the officials. Oh, boy. No good. Kramer time, though. Oh, boy. Wonderful. Who got him on this team?
312-332-3776 out to LaGrange Park. Let's open up the phone lines and begin with David on the postgame show. Hi, David.
Hey, thank you so much for taking my call. You guys are great. It's always a relief to hear you after a Bears game because it helps us release our frustrations. But I have one simple question, one for Peggy, one for Jurko. They feed off each other. The question is, Peggy, how many, I think you have all the numbers in front of you, how many times did this defense, you were talking how great the defense was, we got 30 points scored against us.
I know.
Yeah, we did.
And look, how many times does this defense put us in a third down and forever for the other team and then let up 20 yards for a first down? I mean, how many times did that happen tonight? I mean, it's like watching a YouTube video with the caption, wait for it. You know something is going to happen when you watch a Bears game like that. So, Jurko, what's wrong with the defense that has a habit of giving up 3rd and 13s, 3rd and 15s, 3rd and 20s? And how many times did we do that tonight?
I think the one was 3rd and 17. I think it was 3 early. Like 3 early, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 11, and a 3rd and 17 when they threw the ball to Aaron Jones. And then he ended up wheeling and dealing all the way up to the first down marker. And they needed to get 17. And it was blocking. It was like it was a screen pass without being a screen pass. Yeah, they basically were stock blocking at the other positions. They got the ball out of the hands quick on a little running back crossing route, and they were blocking. And then Aaron Jones found a way to go ahead and get to where he needed to get to. So, yeah, that happened.
What your opinion of the Eric Washington as defensive coordinator calling the defenses out for this team since Matt Eberflus was let go?
Well, I think you just got to make plays. I mean, guys are in positions to make plays, and they don't make plays or they create penalties. So make plays. You got a chance to break on the ball, make plays. Byard had a chance to break on the ball and make a play. Hawkinson barely got his hand in there. The one Gordon got was out of bounds already. Stevenson got one earlier in the game. If Stevenson plays his technique a little bit better, the one where he got the interference play, the interference call on in the end zone could have been a clean. He had his hand there. Take it off and go make the play. You don't have to bend the guy over backwards, which he did, and it wouldn't have mattered because they called a roughing the quarterback anyway. So there were 2 penalties on that play that they could have accepted. So, I mean, that's tough. Guys are there. At least they were in a position this week to make plays. Now you got to make them. You got to wrap up.
Out to
you had
Orland.
chances for sacks, and they missed sacks.
Orland Park we go. Hello, Amit.
Yeah, hi, Peggy and Jurko. Great show as always. It's nice to hear you guys. So I just had a question, Peggy. I heard you earlier in the show a little bit too, saying that on 4th and 1, we, for whatever reason, I don't know if we're not prepared or what it is, but we can't convert, get 1 yard on 4th down, and we're doing all these fancy trickeration plays. What's the reasoning for them? Why can't the Bears ever do it properly? Number one, and number two is why are we always unprepared in the beginning of the game? Like, you should see the other teams; they're all like firing, throwing the ball down the field, utilizing the tight end, doing everything. We don't do any of that stuff. What's the reasoning for that? If you...
Jurk, you have any theories on the slow starts and their feeling out of their opponents?
I don't think the defense gets off to a slow start. I usually think that the offense does get off to a slow start.
Yeah.
And why? I don't know. I think people have a tendency to be conservative early in the ball game. I would choose to be less conservative, and I'd choose to be a little bit more aggressive. And I would have a better go forward attitude, especially offensively. I don't like their vertical passing game at all. It doesn't exist. There's nothing to be found. And whatever vertical passing game they have goes down the right sideline, which is, for one reason or another, the most uncomfortable throw in the Caleb Williams arsenal. I don't know why he's not comfortable. There were chances and opportunities down the middle of the field today for the Bears with plays. But listen, receivers got to get their heads around, and you've got to expect the football is coming at you. You can't not expect it. The play that he threw to DJ Moore in the end zone, he was throwing the ball to a place where maybe DJ Moore can work back. You can't give up on a pattern. It's a 2-point play. You cannot give up on the pattern. You're covered. Work your way back to the front pylon. And maybe you're going to get a chance to get a 2-point conversion. You're going to have to make a catch. If you can't get away from anybody and you're down in the red zone and it's a 2-point conversion, guess what? You're going to have to make a contested catch every once in a while. But you've got to put yourself in a position where you can receive the ball. You can't just give up on a play. And I think sometimes that happens with good old number 2. He sees the play, he sees the coverage, and says the ball's not going to come my way. And when he tries to give an opportunity for DJ Moore to make the play, DJ Moore's not in a position to make the play because he's given up on the play. And you can't give up on the play. Here's my other point I made earlier about chances to make plays that they don't. Montez Sweat, chance to bring him down for a sack. Chases him all the way across the field. He's got him in his hands. He switches to his left hand. He dumps the ball out of bounds. That's a chance to get him where you get him around, you grab the hands, and you bring him to the ground. Kyle Gordon had a chance to make a sack a little bit earlier. And a similar thing happened to Kyle, where he did a 2-hand push. Instead of Kyle staying up high and attacking the football, which would take the quarterback straight to the ground because he doesn't want to fumble, he went lower, tried to tackle his legs, and that allowed the quarterback just to go ahead and 2-hand shove the football out where he didn't get a sack. That's my point about players being in position to make plays and not making the plays. They're there. They're there for you. That's 2 more sacks for the Chicago Bears. Those are negative plays for the Minnesota Vikings. But why don't you make them? Because you're not dotting the I's. You're not crossing the T's. You're not doing the little things that make you successful. And it's the little things that get done that make you into a winner. That change you from being losers into winners. The small things. And that's not what's being done.
As for their 4th down conversions on offense, the Bears have been at the top of the league, actually, 60% conversion rate. So it's just the last couple of games that they seem to have really struggled. And, here's the other thing. Second time around playing your division opponents, maybe they see a trend. Maybe they see something that Thomas Brown is doing in the last 5 games that they recognize that he's doing on those 4th and short. And today they went for, 4th and 3 on that one?
It's very frustrating.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, more of your phone calls on the Postgame Show.
At Busey Wealth Management, we're proud to partner with individuals, families, and foundations, ensuring possibilities become achievements. From preserving and enhancing your assets to securing your legacy for future generations, we're focused on your success. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
Chicagoland's favorite locally made chocolate chip cookie and one of America's top-selling soft-baked cookies makes Matt's #1 on everybody's shopping list.
Miller Lite is brewed with great taste and only great taste.
The Miller Brewing Company would like to issue a correction. Miller Lite is brewed to be less filling. What are you doing here?
Miller Lite tastes great.
Look, I'm just reading the script. It says less filling.
That's not what my script says.
Well, mine says...
We'd like to apologize for the previous announcers. Miller Lite is in fact less filling and tastes great. Time to shine, legal guy.
Celebrate responsibly. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Beer. 96 calories and 3.2 grams carbs per 12 ounces. Fewer calories and carbs than premium regular beer.
What would you do with $1 million? Hard Rock Casino Northern Indiana wants to give you the chance to find out in our $1 million giveaway. Earn July 1st through December 27th. Then join us each Friday for your chance to win a grand finale spot for a 1 in 500 chance to be the guaranteed winner of $1 million. The $1 million giveaway. Exclusively at Hard Rock Casino Northern Indiana. Must be 21. See Players Club for complete details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
In football, success is about team effort, and the same is true for your hair. At Great Clips, they save your haircut details in clip notes, so every member of the highly skilled team knows exactly how to create your signature look. And with our easy-to-use app, you can check in from anywhere and get a ready next text when you're up next for a cut. It's the confidence of a great haircut, delivered by a team you trust. Download our app today. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
We're smack dab in the middle of football season. Guys, it's Carmen, and I'm amped up for everything happening and everything coming up. Kids events, games to attend, and all the stuff that comes along with it. My Land Rover Defender 130 is a dream to drive and a dream come true for any parent getting the kids around town. That third row is key. It's the go-to for pickups and drop-offs all fall. I love it. It's all thanks to the team at Orloff, right off the Kennedy at Armitage. They have a huge selection of new and certified pre-owned Jaguars and Land Rovers, so stop into Orloff and tell them Carmen sent you.
If you need health insurance, find an affordable quality plan on the Get Covered Illinois Marketplace. Our Get Covered Illinois navigators will help you enroll, and you could qualify for financial help. 4 out of 5 customers can find a health plan for $10 or less per month with financial help. All plans have essential benefits to cover prescription drugs, emergency care, hospitalization, health screenings, and more. Visit getcoveredillinois.gov to enroll by January 15th.
Hi, this is Jeff Joniak here to tell you about Ego Outdoor Power Equipment. Did you know that all Ego 56-volt batteries are universal? I love that my lawnmower, string trimmer, and blower all share the same powerful 56-volt Ego Arc lithium battery. With over 90 Ego tools to choose from, you can build a powerful collection. Plus, Ego delivers the power of gas without the noise, fuss, or fumes. That's why Ego is the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Learn more at egopowerplus.com.
From last-second game-winning field goals to 98-yard kickoff returns, football is exciting. But as the official bank of the Chicago Bears, PNC prefers to be steady and boring, like a solid ground game that eats up the clock. A strategy that scored a lot of financial wins over the last 160 years. And while our customers may not wear our name on the back of jerseys, Bears fans can get 20% off regularly priced merchandise with the Chicago Bears PNC Bank debit card. A pretty exciting option play if you ask us. Find out more at pnc.com/bearscard. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Ready for a luxurious and reliable driving experience? Visit Bill Jacobs Auto Group for premium brands like BMW, Volkswagen, Mini, Jaguar, and Land Rover. Enjoy our Bill Jacobs Total Mile Protection Warranty, a 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty on every new car. Trust us to provide the peace of mind you deserve. Start your journey at BillJacobs.com. At Bill Jacobs, the cars bring you in, and the experience brings you back.
Ings Insurance. Insurance that's moving business forward. Ings Insurance. That's Ings with an E. ENGS Insurance.com.
Cole Kmet, he's on the left side. Everton, Mercedes Lewis to the right. Kramer, the fullback, snap out of the eye. Take, giving, Swift, Submarine, bouncing off. The glancing blow into the end zone for the touchdown. Touchdown Bears. 13-6. Point pending. 8:19 to go in the third.
Oh, flag down. Multiple flags.
You feel the momentum shift, though, but let's see what they're going to say. Big submarine.
Did
hit.
Doug Kramer report?
Number 68, and an eligible number came in and played an eligible position. He did not report. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. Holy smokes.
Peggy and Jurko, post-game on ESPN Chicago.
Yep, that about sums it up. Holy smokes.
Holy smokes.
Yes, it does, JJ. Holy smokes indeed, as that erased the touchdown. Wow, what a day it was. But Bears fall 30-12. They now are 4-10 on the season, 0-7, 0-7 on the road. And the Vikings, meanwhile, are 12-2, tied atop the division now with the Detroit Lions, coming to Soldier Field next week. Let's go back out to the phone lines out in Elgin. Kyle, you're up next. Hello, Kyle.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call.
Yeah.
Clearly have a lot of issues. I think the most disappointing thing for me is the players. They were very outspoken about Eberflus and after the loss and got him fired, but we've been much worse since he's been fired. We in 2 games of Coach Brown taking over, we've lost by a total of 43 points. In the 8 losses that we lost with Coach Eberflus this year, it was a total of 57 points. So it's weird to say, but I miss Eberflus. The games were at least entertaining to watch. It was hard on your heart, but at least we were in the game. These last 2 games have just been such blowouts. It's not been very entertaining. And we could have Ben Johnson or whoever we want as the next head coach, but we have a lot of changes that we need to make on the personnel issue to be a lot better. Thanks for taking my call.
Kyle, thank you. I think Kyle brings up a great point that the first half of the season, 2/3 of the season, exposed the coaching, and now the roster has been exposed.
Well, I mean, it exposed the coaching up to the point where the players weren't going to listen to the coaches anymore.
Yeah,
I think that's what we found out there. Eberflus and his fancy hair are not here to get picked on anymore. So, okay, you fire the offensive coordinator, you fire the head coach, and now you get into place everything that you want to get into place. And now you look at the players. And I think you know what we've seen against San Francisco, and you know what you see here. If you're a general manager, you're looking up for top. All your personnel people are looking at this. Your pro personnel people are looking at your guys. You know who wants to play. You know who doesn't want to play. And it's unfortunate. You paid some players here that didn't deserve to get paid either.
Such as?
And that's 49. 49 is
Tremaine Edmonds.
Yeah, 49 is just, he's not a $22 million player. He doesn't have the impact. Where's his impact on this football team? He's the second highest paid player on the defense. What's his impact? You wouldn't know he was on this football team if you had to depend upon the impact that he has on this football team. 53's got a bigger impact on this team. 6 has got a bigger impact on this team. 64 had a real nice impact on this team today. Interior on the defensive line, trying to double swim move up over the top in between people, causing a little chaos, taking 2 blockers on, allowing some guys to flow unencumbered to the ball. Yeah, I mean, I don't do it to be mean, but Tremaine Edmonds has not played up to his contract. He has not lived up to his contract. He was brought here by Eberflus because that's the type of backer that he wanted. And guess what? It hasn't worked out. It just hasn't. Maybe it'll work out for Tremaine Edmonds somewhere else. But he's not the guy that we need here in the city of Chicago. We've spent money on linebackers in the past. We know what a good linebacker looks like. Tremaine Edmonds might be a modern-day linebacker for somebody else's defense, but not for a defense that's played here in the city of Chicago. So that's my first area that I'd go ahead and correct. There would be a massive correction right there.
Areas they have not spent enough money on is the defensive line and the offensive line. Some very scathing reports that came out this week leading up to this game. One by Sylvie, also reporting as well about inside Hallis Hall. Ryan Poles being unhappy with the power structure now that has taken place as Kevin Warren has become the man that he reports to. And then Dan Wiederer's article in the Chicago Tribune, in which it points out that many sources told him that Eberflus was going to get fired in Indianapolis. And then the Bears swooped in and hired him as their head coach. So either way you look at it, things are messy. Things are messy at Hallis Hall, and someone needs to be able to step forth and clean it up.
When you don't win, things are messy.
Oof. That's how it's looking.
Yep. When you lose, things are messy. And this team is, whether you like it or not, just a handful of losers out there, dismantled and derailed by a Hail Mary pass that has totally sent this team into a tumble that it has not been able to recover from. And that is an indictment on the players.
T is listening in on the ESPN Chicago app. Hello, T. How are things at school in Kansas?
It's Pete. I don't know who said T, but
that's all right, Petey. Welcome aboard.
That's okay. You know what? We're having one of those same seasons as the Bears.
Yeah, no, it happens. But basically, I mean, nothing changes until nothing. I mean, we got to get rid of the McCaskies. They're ruining the city. I don't think we're doing enough to boycott it. Honest to God, I don't care if we have to January 6th, Hallis Hall, for God's sake. We got to do whatever it takes to get the McCaskies out of Chicago. I mean, like you said, hiring Eberflus, I know that's on polls kind of, but hiring Eberflus after the Colts were going to fire him. I mean, 3 years, no offensive line. Jonathan Owens taunting on letting up a play on 3rd and 17. Like, what are we doing? 18 years of my life watching this team, absolutely miserable. I just feel numb watching these games.
Pete, you know what? It's tough, man. We were laughing about there was a video on X of a little kid throwing things. He was all upset. How old was that kid, you think?
Oh, God. He was taking off his jersey. The kid was probably about 6, 7 years old.
Bears jersey.
He's upset.
Mad.
He's disgruntled.
Throwing it down.
So I can't take it anymore.
And Jurko looks at me and he goes, man, that kid's only 6.
Yeah.
Wait until he's 56.
Wait till you have 48 years of this crap, my friend. With like 2 years where you're like, we're in the Super Bowl, we win, and the other one we're in the Super Bowl, and we lose.
Yeah, I mean, they got to stop being so buddy-buddy. Who cares that Matt Eberflus gives his players nicknames? Yeah. Let's get a coach that's going to discipline the guys and fire them up and not let them taunt a player after letting up a play on 3rd and 17. Let's get some guys who care. Like, let's get a coach who is a Chicago. I'm not saying a Chicago guy, but fire up the city. We don't care. We're all done and fed up with this, and I don't think anything's changing until the McCaskies are out. Because, I mean, clearly they don't. I think you bring up Mike Vrabel, his personality. He probably has too fun of a personality for the McCaskies. So
I don't think it's about being fun with them. I think that they like people who are gentlemanly. I think they like people who are not going to swear.
Well, by golly, G. Willikers, young man. Oh, I would ask that you put yourself in a position to be victorious. And instead of what needs to be said, like great coach Ditka would. Just lay it on the line like most coaches would.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Pete, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Let's take a break. When we come back, we still have our Bears advantage of the game as well as our Finding the Great and your verdict as well. Stick around. So much goodness that came out of this badness. We'll be right back.
I never knew owning a gourmet Italian pasta business could be this profitable.
Thanks to our Old National commercial banker.
That warehouse expansion loan?
Oh, and the help with our equipment leasing.
But still, gotta say, it seems like he loves the Italian pasta business more than we do.
La nuova attrezzatura ha reso il processo molto più efficiente. I mean, the new equipment, it makes it so much more efficient.
Really dedicated commercial bankers.
Sorry, got a little carried away there.
Another reason to choose Old National Bank. Get old. Member FDIC.
Get the Gerald exclusive lifetime warranty of the all-new Gerald Honda Countryside, Honda's 2023 President Award winner. Unlimited miles, unlimited time at no cost to you on all new vehicles and most used vehicles. At Gerald Honda, you can expect fast, friendly, and exceptional service, plus a large selection of vehicles to choose from. See why everyone is saying, got to get to Gerald Honda of Countryside. Gerald cares.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks.
making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Ask Fazio Insurance in Joliet if Auto Owners make sense for you.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right. And naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything. From the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Beyond the bottle, Tito's has gained a reputation for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits around the world to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's and learn more at titosvodka.com. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
Being pregnant and finding out you have cancer. I'm Robin, and that was me. But my oncologist, orthopedic surgeon, and high-risk obstetrician at Northwestern Memorial Hospital created the safest chemotherapy plan, so I didn't have to choose between my life and my baby's.
Top ranked in Illinois for obstetrics and gynecology by U.S. News and World Report, Robin's team collaborated to deliver a healthy baby and mother, performing a C-section, then cancer removal the same day. Northwestern Medicine. Better.
If you've been seriously injured at work, in a car accident, or on a construction site, you may not know where to turn. I'm Jim Morisi, Chicago personal injury lawyer and the managing partner of Morisi, Longo & Associates. We are the ones you need to call when you've been injured, the ones who gather the evidence and deal with the insurance companies. So here's the information to keep by your side. Our number is 312-372-9600, and our website is moricilongo.com, MORICILONGO.com.
Whatever the adventure, there's a BMW engineered to take it on. The X3 delivers a striking design with agile performance. The 100% electric i4 packed with pure electric energy. Or the plug-in hybrid X5, an impressive versatile SUV granting full control on every journey. Choose what powers your next adventure during the BMW Road Home Sales event. BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Hurry in for exceptional offers through January 2nd. Visit BMWUSA.com for details.
Hi, this is Dave Musial, owner of Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. Do you have a plumbing emergency? Call Four Seasons. An electrical emergency? Call Four Seasons. A heating or cooling emergency? Call Four Seasons. Same-day hot water tank installation needed? Call Four Seasons. Need a whole home generator? Call Four Seasons. We guarantee same-day installation on all heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs. And no extra charge for nights, weekends, or holidays.
For all the right reasons, call 866-4 Seasons.
Uno's Pizza, handcrafted the Chicago way with the finest ingredients and buttery pie-like crust. Your taste buds will thank you. Find Uno's at your favorite local Chicagoland grocery store. It's called Uno's for a reason.
Here's the snap. And the punt is blocked on right, and it goes out of bounds inside the 30. Richard Hightower brings the heat.
Peggy and Jurko postgame, ESPN Chicago.
Dominique Robinson with the blocked punt, which then led to Keenan Allen's touchdown. The only touchdown for the Bears, as unfortunately DeAndre Swift's was called back. So with all of the up and downs of the special teams units this year, from blocked field goals to recovering onside kick last time they played the Vikings, today it was a nice play here, and that was Dominique Robinson. Our advantage of the game. Don't forget, when we ask you for who the advantage was in this game, you can call back and get your name put in as an entry for the big giveaway. A grand prize winner will be announced during the Green Bay game, Week 18, in the postgame show. A 2-year prepaid lease on a 2025 Chevy Equinox. You need to be 18 years or older, from Illinois only. Official contest rules at ESPNChicagoContest.com. Yeah, up and down for special teams this year, Jurko. 15 special teams penalties. Today it was Terrell Smith that got flagged for an illegal block in the back. Typically, it's Daniel Hardy who likes to see the laundry on the field when he gets his playing time. But good to see that they were able to, that was a gift that he broke through. That punt hit him in the face mask.
Yeah, they punted the ball right into his face. I was hoping to go toward the end zone so maybe the boys can score a touchdown, really feel good about themselves. Either way, it set the Bears up in nice field position, flipped the field for them, and the Bears did turn that into a touchdown. That's what you need. If you're going to win games in this league, you're going to have breaks like that. You're going to have to make your breaks, and that's one where the Bears did make their break.
And the Vikings punter was banged up after that. But that's not roughing the kicker because
it's blocked.
The block.
Yeah.
Because of the block.
If you block the punt, the kicker is fair game. Whatever happens to the punter after that, nobody cares about anyway.
Well, and the ball hit the kicker as well. It went right back and hit him.
Right back at him, yeah. And then he got his leg jammed up a little bit because the big fella, number 90, just ran right into him. He was looking for the ball. He didn't realize it had angled off and gone toward the sidelines. But either way, good for the Bears defense and the way they got that done.
That's our advantage of the game. Let's go out to Glenview. Hello, Mike. Welcome in on the postgame show.
Hi, guys. I have a couple of quick things to say. One question, and then I'll hang up and listen for my answer. First of all, who is the person that is responsible for telling Kramer to check in with the referees? I mean, that if it's, I mean, a high school coach knows to do that. Number one. Number two, my grandnephew or great nephew was at the game today. He knows quite a bit about football. He played in college. He said the receivers, the whole first half, at least two, every pass play, at least two were open. I mean, unbelievably open. And Caleb it was like he was blind to them. And he would throw a short pass. Meanwhile, especially Cole Kmet could have walked in if he could have been hit with a ball. I'm just thinking, and I hate to blame everything on the quarterback. I was a real big supporter of this guy when they got him. But what I'm seeing now, and I know that everyone's trying to defend him. I know that especially Sylvie, everyone thinks this guy's just give him a break. Well, I'm sorry, but I saw better play. Really, I saw better field knowledge, at least running wise, with Justin Fields. So, can somebody just please take a good look at this guy and only give him 3 years? That's all you gave Justin Fields. Just give him 3. If he's doing the same stuff he's doing now, well, looks like we made another big, you know the word I'm thinking of.
Mistake? Yeah.
But before the word mistake, there's another word that starts with F, and I'm not going to say it because I don't want anyone to get into trouble, but I'm going to hang up and then I'm going to scream it. Thank you.
All right, Mikey. This much I'll tell you. We'll check the All-22 out to see all these open wide receivers. The one I wish he had back was when Roma Dunze ran over the middle, and there was a chance to get him the football on a key third down play early in the game. He was there. The ball needed to be thrown. He was open. He was in the window where you want to be able to fire the football. The ball didn't get out there. As far as Cole Kmet being open all over the football field, we will check the All-22 out. No decisions have to be made on Caleb Williams until after year 3, when you've got to pay him, when you've got to make the decisions to pay him. So, of course, like any other quarterback that you draft, you will give him his 3 years to be able to develop as a quarterback the same way that Justin Fields was given his 3 years. As always, everybody says Justin Fields might be better as a runner. Yes, Justin Fields is a more dynamic runner than Caleb Williams. He is. He's more electric as a runner than Caleb Williams. I don't know if he's a better quarterback, though. And that's what we're looking for. And that's the answer that you need at that quarterback position. Is he there yet? Is he a finished project? No. But I've seen enough nice throws to know the kid's got the arm and he's got the willingness to go ahead and chuck that football in there. We'll see with new offensive coordinator what's going to happen. Maybe an offensive line that might be able to provide a little bit of protection. I'd like to see him sit in that pocket the same way the other quarterback does for the Minnesota Vikings. That quarterback sits in that pocket, and he's patient, and he waits, and he waits, and he waits, and he lets things develop, and then he gets the ball where it needs to be.
He's got a nice little donut cushion around him.
Oh, it's a beautiful little horseshoe.
Yeah.
I like to call it a horseshoe.
The horseshoe. Yeah,
You're thinking
he's got
donuts.
a nice, yeah.
You're thinking donuts for one reason. You're surrounded when you're in a donut. When you're in a horseshoe, you've got an open area behind you.
Yeah.
So he's got a wonderful little horseshoe around him. And they're playing with backup offensive tackles.
The Vikings
Each one of those
yeah.
guys got a backup offensive tackle.
I used to wonder if it was maybe Caleb Williams did not use tight ends in Lincoln Riley's scheme at USC, but it's exactly opposite. They used a lot of double tight end sets at USC under Lincoln Riley, like 72% of the time. So I don't know why it is that he doesn't see Cole Kmet, but that's an ongoing issue. Everybody points out one target to Cole Kmet today. One target. So they're not looking at him, but maybe it's not Cole Kmet as much as it is this offense.
Could be. All 22.
Yeah.
Yeah, all 22 doesn't lie. Tommy will sit there and dissect it all.
Better him than me.
They'll put it out on video.
Although I would like to sit and watch with you guys, because sitting with you, I learned a lot. I think if I sat and watched with you and Tommy, that'd be a master
Tommy's
class.
a wizard.
That's a master class.
Tommy's a wizard. I like O-line and D-line play. I can help you there.
Yeah.
Tommy's a wizard with the stuff that happens in the defensive secondary.
Well, that's like when people ask me what it's like watching the game with you. I said, well, you have to imagine someone who played the game someone who did not play the game, we watched the ball.
Yeah.
Someone who played the game, you're watching the trenches.
I'm watching the action. The problem is when you watch on TV, the camera naturally wants to follow the ball.
Follows the ball, yes.
So then you've got to assume some things are happening on the other side. Then when the camera pans over, then you take a look. But when mistakes are made, they're made instantaneously, and then you want to find out why that mistake was made. And then I asked for a replay, and they wouldn't give me a replay. They wanted some pre-planned package. I'm like, you wasted my time. I go, give me the replay. I need to see the replay on this. And I get a pre-planned Elvis package that comes down the pipeline. I'm like, come on.
The Bears wrap up their 3-game road trip with a loss to the Vikings. They are now 0-4 in the NFC North, dropping to 4-10 on the season, 0-7 on the road with a couple of games left to play. Let's take a break. When we come back, more of your phone calls, 312-332-3776. This is the Great Clips postgame show on the Chicago Bears Radio Network.
What would you do with $1 million? Hard Rock Casino Northern Indiana wants to give you the chance to find out in our $1 million giveaway. Earn July 1st through December 27th. Then join us each Friday for your chance to win a grand finale spot for a 1 in 500 chance to be the guaranteed winner of $1 million. The $1 million giveaway, exclusively at Hard Rock Casino Northern Indiana. Must be 21. See Players Club for complete details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
Whether you're ordering wings for the game, whipping up a 7-layer dip, or ordering pizza, there's something about football that makes you want to eat. And this football season, Uber Eats has the best deals on game day food. No matter what you're craving, from 2-for-1 pizza to buy one, get one wings, Uber Eats will be dropping new deals each week, all season long. Uber Eats, official on-demand delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Ho-ho! Welcome to the Make It Jingle with Kris Kringle podcast. Today we're talking to Jan from Toyota, all about Toyotathon.
Hi!
So, Jan, got any red Tacomas?
Yeah, we have a great selection of vehicles, including Tacomas.
After my big job, I'm taking the missus down to Florida to go surfing.
Did you say Florida? Can the elves and I go too?
Dealer inventory may vary. Offers are subject to change throughout Toyotathon, which ends on January 6th. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Toyota. Let's go places.
You have heard me talk about how businesses are elevating their game in Bolingbrook. Here's Mayor Mary Alexander Basta to tell you herself.
Thanks, Peggy. Bolingbrook remains the most desirable southwest suburban location to start or expand your business. I invite you to learn how welcoming we are to the many businesses who recently have made Bolingbrook their home.
So if you're looking to elevate your future and the future of your business, visit bebolingbrook.com to learn more.
Join us and be Bolingbrook.
Property managers and GCs use FinishingChicago.com's contractors for finishes and protective coatings in the most iconic venues, interior spaces, and essential infrastructure. Our painters apply industry-leading commercial and industrial finishes inside and out, so your biggest assets always put their best square footage forward. FinishingChicago.com has your free list of painting, wall covering, glass systems, drywall finishing, and signage contractors. For a great finish, start with FinishingChicago.com.
In football, success is about team effort, and the same is true for your hair. At Great Clips, they save your haircut details in clip notes, so every member of the highly skilled team knows exactly how to create your signature look. And with our easy-to-use app, you can check in from anywhere and get a ready next text when you're up next for a cut. It's the confidence of a great haircut, delivered by a team you trust. Download our app today. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Bears fans, welcome to another game day at the Gridiron. After seeing your beautiful automobiles at the tailgate, we're calling an audible so you can save on gas. That's right, Bears fans score big on game days. Save 25 cents per gallon on Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline with the Fuel Rewards program. That's a touchdown for the tailgate. Download the Shell app, join the Fuel Rewards program today, and game on. Restrictions apply. Limited time at participating Shell stations. For more details, visit fuelrewards.com/bears.
This is Jeff Joniak here to tell you about Ego Power Plus. Ego is the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Take it from me. I love the 22-inch Select Cut self-propelled lawnmower. It cuts my lawn in a single charge. Ego delivers the power and performance of gas, but without the noise, fuss, or fumes. Ego's patented 56-volt arc lithium battery technology is the heart and soul of the system and what powers game-changing torque needed for demanding jobs. Learn more at egopowerplus.com. Ego, power beyond belief.
Advantage Chevrolet Bridgeview, your connection to your new Chevy. Drive home in less than 60 minutes or they'll make your first car payment. See them in Bridgeview or visit AdvantageChevrolet.com.
Restrictions apply. Ask dealer for details.
Trips to the right, 3-by-1, movement up the right side, free play, 4, Caleb Williams rolling to his right, throws, completes, 45, Adunze 40, Adunze 35, Adunze inside the 30-yard line of the Minnesota Vikings. To the 29, 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Play clock winding down as Caleb gets the snap, stepping up on 4th down, throws into the end zone, the pass, caught, touchdown! Keenan Allen with a catch, and the Bears get their first touchdown of the night, 27-12. Caleb Williams to Keenan Allen.
Peggy and Jurko postgame on ESPN Chicago.
Keenan Allen always seems to play well against the Minnesota Vikings, and he was the Bears' leading receiver today. 6 of his 13 targets, he caught 6 for 82 yards, a 13.7 yards per catch average with that touchdown. 26 yards was his long. DJ Moore, 8 for 8 in his targets, 46 yards. Did not like that 2-point conversion. Did you see that? When he wanted the refs to call interference on the 2-point conversion, which they almost never call. And he was so upset he took his gloves off, threw them down. And then the Minnesota defender picked him up for him. And
yeah, one was ripped off by the defender.
Oh, it was?
And then he threw the other one down, and then he went and picked both of his up. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that part.
Yeah, the defender had the hand and had the glove and kind of tore the glove off of his hand.
Oh, wow.
And he keeps them unstrapped when he goes in. He doesn't fold them down.
Right.
So it makes it a little bit easier to take off.
Grab,
And the defender did. One went to the ground. The other one he went and he chucked down and he went back and picked up his own gloves.
Oh, boy. Roma Dunze, just 2 of his 7 targets for 39 yards. He had the longest pass play of the day for the Bears at 29 yards. The Bears with just 2 long plays today, 2 explosive plays, one Keenan Allen and one Roma Dunze. Nothing on the ground today.
Well, a big 17-yard gainer was the longest of the day for both teams by DeAndre Swift.
Oh, on the ground.
Yeah, That's the only one. It was a 17-yarder biggest play on the ground by both teams.
Yeah. Bears had 113 yards rushing in this game and held Minnesota to 114 yards. So, but once again, the Minnesota Vikings with 230-plus yards receiving, multiple receivers, too, for Sam Darnold, whereas Caleb Williams really only looked at Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, and Roma Dunze throughout this game. 312-332-3776. Let's continue on the phone lines out to Northwest Indiana. Hello, Dave. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great, Peggy and Jurko. I love the show. A little bit late getting on for me because I just left work. My question is for Jurko. Going forward for the Bears into next season, getting a new head coach and all that, how hard is it going to be for them to keep pace and grow along with the Lions, Minnesota, and Green Bay as they grow and get better and better and better? How hard is that going to be? Because it's going to be a whole new system again, and maybe another learning curve, new personnel, new coaches. Are they going to be able to hit the ground running with a new head coach, or is it going to take some time again?
New energy. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for new energy, new ideas, new leadership. I think energy is important for that building over there. Not just words, not just acronyms, but actual learning and knowledge. If you're a good football team, you win your home games, you split your road games, and you do better in your division. The Bears are 0-4 in their division. They're 0-7 at home. They're 0-7 on the road, I should say. They are 4-3 at home. They're 2-7 in their own conference. You can't have that. That's a recipe for disaster. That's a recipe for problems. How difficult is it going to be? The possibility of the two teams finishing 14-3 in your division are very real, and it's very real that another team will finish 12-5, and that's what you're chasing. That's all very real, and it's staring you right in the face. That is what the NFC North is about. 3 teams are going to make the playoffs. I'll venture to guess 3 of the final 4 teams in the NFC will be NFC North teams. I'll venture to guess if they've got to play Tampa, if they've got to play Los Angeles, and one of them's going to get a bye, I'm going to venture to guess that not the Chicago Bears, but the NFC North will have 3 of 4 representatives in the final 4 in the divisional weekend of the NFC playoffs. So you've got to overcome a mountain, my friend. You've got to overcome a lot to be in a position to go ahead and make some noise in the NFC North. Idle words at a podium talking about taking the North and never giving them back are just idle words. They mean nothing. 3 years of evidence. That was all just jibber-jabber. That was just talk, idle chit-chat, rhetoric. None of that has come to fruition. It's unfortunate, but that's where the Bears find themselves. It's an insurmountable task if one sits and looks at it with the naked eye and asks themselves, how do we get ourselves better than the NFC North? You would think it was an impossibility. That's how difficult it's going to be. But it only comes with getting badasses. And you got to start getting those badasses on the offensive and defensive line. And when you get those guys starting to push people around, that's when good things start to happen for you.
Nobody was picking the Vikings to be this good.
Well, I had Minnesota where the Bears are.
Right.
I thought Minnesota was going to be the team that dropped off.
Most people thought that.
Right, and I thought the Bears were going to be able to climb. I had Detroit in first, Green Bay Packers in second, the Bears in third. And I had Detroit at 13-4. I picked the Green Bay Packers to be 13-4 to be 12-5, and the Chicago Bears to be 11-6 at the beginning of the season. That's what I had humming. That's what I had working. That's what my magic ball showed me before the NFL season started. And it looked like things were going to start to happen. The problem was Minnesota didn't fall off. And I'm like, oh, boy, it could still work out where the Chicago Bears are going to be able to be good enough to make the playoffs, and all 4 teams could have come from the NFC North. But no, the Hail Mary had to happen in Washington, D.C. Tyreek Stevenson had to lose the attention of what was at hand. And came in flying from the sides, tipping the ball to the receiver for the Washington Commanders. That's what he did.
Yeah.
That's what happened. And the whole house of cards, the Chicago Bears, came tumbling down. That's what happened. It's unfortunate. But that is exactly what happened. Is it insurmountable? No. Does it look insurmountable? Absolutely. How do you fix it? You got to get some badass mama jammas. That's what you got to do. You got to get some big fellas in here. Big, bad fellas with their ill-tempered big, bad fellas. And you let them cook where they cook. You let them be in the room where they're going to be in the room. You don't bother them. You don't talk to them. You just let them be who they are. And then when you get together on Sundays, they'll be the one paving the way to success. That's what they'll be doing. They'll be the ones tormenting the quarterback. That's what they do. But you don't have that on this team. You don't have badass mama jammas. They're not there. They don't exist on this football team, unfortunately. You got to find them.
I remember going into the season, I thought that Ryan Poles was really relying on kind of a no-name coaching staff to bring out the best in these players that he had assembled. And I thought, well, these aren't even stud coaches that you have here. I mean, outside of the defense, the secondary on the defense, I thought, wow, he's really relying on these coaches to bring out the best in so many different positions, from the defensive line to the offensive line. And no, instead it has been exposed. And it is now 64 days and counting since the Bears' last win. 64 days.
Can you say it?
64 days.
Can you say Bam J, badass mama jammas?
Badass mama jammas.
That's what we need, Peggy.
Bad man.
That's how you turn it around.
I know. I'm with you.
You got to have the big uglies.
Bring those big, in.
The big uglies.
Yes,
you got to have them.
Absolutely.
They got to get dirty for you.
Absolutely. 312-332-3776. Half hour to go on the postgame show on the Bears Radio Network.
This is the new home of the Bears, ESPN Chicago, WMVP, WTBC HD2, Chicago.
So you call your virtual insurance company to ask a simple question about your policy, but now you're on hold listening to this music while you wait and wait. Auto Owners works with local independent agents who tailor coverage to meet your needs and pick up the phone when you call, because you shouldn't be on hold so long that you memorize the music. That's simple human sense.
Ask Fazio Insurance in Joliet if Auto Owners make sense for you.
Hey, Bears fans, Steinhoffels is a proud partner of the Chicago Bears, and this Bears season, Steinhoffels is partnering with my friends at Special Spaces Illinois to create dream bedrooms for children battling cancer. For every false start caused by the Bears defense during a home game, Steinhoffels will donate $1,000 to Special Spaces Illinois. Steinhoffels has Chicagoland's largest selection of furniture and mattresses to fit every style and budget, and is 100% employee-owned. Shop in-store and online at steinhoffels.com.
UI Health believes everyone deserves exceptional care. Their care teams are leaders in managing and treating complex diseases and conditions, utilizing the latest innovations and minimally invasive surgery. UI Health prioritizes personalized care from diagnosis through precision treatment. UI Health develops the care plan that's right for you. UI Health, exceptional care for you. Learn more at uihealth.care.
If you need health insurance, find an affordable quality plan on the Get Covered Illinois Marketplace. Our Get Covered Illinois navigators will help you enroll, and you could qualify for financial help. 4 out of 5 customers can find a health plan for $10 or less per month with financial help. All plans have essential benefits to cover prescription drugs, emergency care, hospitalization, health screenings, and more. Visit getcoveredillinois.gov to enroll by January 15th.
Chicagoland, your #1 team for luxury is Bill Jacobs Auto Group. We're leading the league with top new car volume for BMW, Land Rover, Mini, and Volkswagen. Discover an experience that matches our winning lineup. Drive home in style and comfort today. At Bill Jacobs, the cars bring you in, the experience brings you back. Year-to-date new car volume for BMW, Land Rover, Mini, and Volkswagen.
From last-second game-winning field goals to 98-yard kickoff returns, football is exciting. But as the official bank of the Chicago Bears, PNC prefers to be steady and boring, like a solid ground game that eats up the clock. A strategy that scored a lot of financial wins over the last 160 years. And while our customers may not wear our name on the back of jerseys, Bears fans can get 20% off regularly priced merchandise with the Chicago Bears PNC Bank debit card. A pretty exciting option play if you ask us. Find out more at pnc.com/bearscard. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Hi, this is Dave Musial, owner of Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. With our biggest sale ever. Furnaces from $39 a month. Furnace and air conditioning combos from $59 a month. Plus 72 months interest-free financing and up to a $4,000 system rebate. Four Seasons guaranteed to beat any competitor's price by up to $1,000 guaranteed. So call today for your free in-home estimate and same-day installation.
For all the right reasons, call 866-4 Seasons.
This holiday, BMW has reunited 3 members of the family at the BMW Road Home Sales Event. The Agile X3, engineered for any adventure. The plug-in hybrid X5, commanding the streets with unmatched presence. And the all-electric i4, charging into the future with impeccable performance. Hurry in to find what powers your journey at the BMW Road Home Sales Event. BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Hurry in for exceptional offers through January 2nd. Visit BMWUSA.com for details.
When you think beef, think Papa Charlie's, Chicago's favorite Italian beef specialist for 3 decades. It's Chicago's favorite. For your next tailgate, pick up Papa Charlie's Italian beef today at your favorite local Chicagoland retailer. Snap to Williams. Stun up front. Pressure coming. Hit. Ball is out. It's on the ground. Vikings scoop it up. It's Cashman with the ball. And he is ridden down to the ground at the 38-yard line of the Bears. Cashman brought down by Travis Homer. Big pressure coming on a stunt, twist, whatever you want to call it. And Caleb sacked and stripped to the football. The ball just came out. Not even a strip. He was just hit hard.
Peggy and Jurko postgame. ESPN Chicago.
You know, in sports, effort equals flavor, right? Of course we know that. So whether it's Smashburger's burgers or shakes, rewards, or guest service, you can bet your bottom bun that they've thought about how they can smash it. Smashburger, every bite a better burger. And speaking of effort, Jurk, I got to tell you, I think Kyler Gordon was all over the place in that game today.
And he was.
I mean, he had a nice game. He had a quarterback hit. He had 5 tackles, 4 solo. Kyler Gordon did a nice job today of disrupting the Vikings. If only the Bears can close it out. But I thought he did such a nice job. He is our finding the great, because in sports, success is about team effort. And the same is always true for your hair. At Great Clips, they save your haircut details in clip notes. So every member of the highly skilled team knows exactly how to create your signature look. Download their app today, Great Clips. It's gonna be great, just like Spidey as well. And he had a great outfit today for walking the entryway.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, that tunnel walk coming in, although for U.S. Bank Stadium, it's really a stadium walk,
right?
Where they come in. Between Jalen Johnson in his head-to-toe fur, with his fur hat and his full-length fur, little nod to Chet Kopic there. And then you had Spidey, Kyler Gordon, come in a very cool, very Spider-Man-ish, long, full-length coat, like a leather coat. Very cool.
I'm upset I missed it.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. I'm sure you are.
I thought the game started at 7:15, so I was over there charging up my battery.
Actually, yeah.
I came in, it was already 3-0. I go, wait, what the hell happened? I thought this thing started at 7:15. No, it started at 7. There's like 12 minutes left on the clock. I go, oh, boy. I feel like a fool. But that's because of the 2 games that they had today.
Listen, I am not going to lie. That was a hard game to keep my interest.
Yeah.
It was And I feel like a lot of people felt the same way about how the Bears have played now the last couple of weeks. It's since Thanksgiving. It's
hard on the ice.
Defeating.
Yeah.
You just feel like it's over, and it's hard.
Or what you're looking for is the other shoe to drop.
Right.
You're waiting for
What's
something
next?
bad to happen. You score a touchdown, penalty flag. He didn't report. What?
Yeah.
You can't be serious. Or you're going for it on a 4th and 1, 4th and 3, and you don't get it. And you're not even close. Yeah, it's like, oh, boy, come on. So you almost come to expect the bad things to happen.
You're right.
And I think that really it takes over like your mindset. Subconsciously, you just wonder if those guys are just like, what's going to happen next to cause us to lose this stuff? And then it just becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Let's go out to Minneapolis. Marcus, were you at the game? How was the house that Kevin Warren built?
I'm a Bears fan, so I didn't go to the game.
Well, I'll tell you what, Marcus, I have heard from many people, if you've ever been to US Bank Stadium, they have one of the best game day experiences across the league. And the whole atmosphere is great. It's loud. You could tell it was loud. Caleb Williams was struggling at times to get the calls in. But anyways, I digress. What's going on in Minneapolis with you tonight?
Just a quick thing on the stadium. I have been there for a concert, but not a game day experience. It is a nice stadium.
Good.
But so I'm going to ruffle some fans, some feathers with Bears fans. I have an issue. All last week, after Eberflus got fired, I've been listening to guys like Sylvie, and Sylvie is my guy. I've been listening to those guys for 12+ years. I listened to him and other fans on X say Ryan Poles needs to be fired. At first it was Waldron, then it was Eberflus, now it's Poles. It's like they just have to have someone to blame. I'm not saying Poles has done the best, job as a GM in the NFL, but it's like, guys, if you predicted the Bears to win 10 or 11 games before the season started, how can you all of a sudden say the Bears roster is terrible? The same people that said the offensive line is not that bad, Fields just made them look bad. Those are like super Caleb Williams fans, like Cap. And it's like, I just don't like that. It's just like some fans are so lost and they have to have someone to blame all the time. And it's now all the heat is on Poles now. I think Poles is a good GM. It's like the energy is so bad in Chicago, and I get it because I've been a Bears fan all my life. But we can't just start throwing shots in the dark, like just shooting at anything, we have a chance to. I'm almost finished, guys. I'll wrap it up. But there were fans saying that the rookie left tackle that started today, he played one game. There's fans saying he was a terrible pick already. It's like everything just so much negativity around that team. Poles is if he gets fired, he's gonna go somewhere else and be great. He just has the feel of a great GM. I just wanted to get that off, Cap. If you're listening, I'm calling you guys in the morning. Thanks, guys.
Marcus, thank you. We appreciate
Hey, Marcus.
that. Yeah, that's pretty much how people are.
I have a tendency to blame players. That's who I blame. I've seen players. I've seen film. I've seen hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds games. I've seen players screw up. I don't see coaches design plays that have screw ups in them. Players are the ones that end up screwing plays up. And when good things happen, a play's designed, it's going to gain 4 yards, and because of a tremendous effort of an offensive player or a running back making a tremendous moves, he slips through and he ends up running the thing 38 yards for a touchdown. The play wasn't designed for it to go for a touchdown. It was designed for it to go for about a 3-4 yard game. But because of the individual skill of a player and a wonderful move that he made, it ends up turning into a touchdown. So players get credit for great things that happen on the field, for great catches. Odell Beckham Jr., some of the great catches that he's had. Steve Smith, the great catches that he's had. Adrian Peterson and the wonderful runs that he has. You get credit for the great things that happen. Yeah, you got to get blamed for the dumb stuff that you end up doing on the football field, too. You blame the coach, and the coach is going to get criticized. What the hell is the coach doing there? The player made a mistake. The player screwed up. The player missed him. Now, all of a sudden, two guys are standing in the hole, and your running back's getting killed. Nobody designed it for two guys to be standing in the hole and your running back to get crushed. But because the guy ended up just whiffing on a block, there the guy is standing in there. And something fantastic has got to happen for the running back. The players in this league are responsible, but it's easier to fire the coaches than it is to fire the players. It's the way it works.
When we come back, what's the verdict by the Verdoliak Law Group? Jurko will have that, and we'll wrap things up when we come back. This is the Postgame Show on the Chicago Bears Radio Network.
With 3 locations to serve Chicagoland, Advantage Chevrolet gives you so much more. Visit and see the amazing inventory and savings at Advantage Chevrolet Bolingbrook. And Advantage Chevrolet values your time. They'll have you in your new Chevy in less than 60 minutes, or they'll make your first car payment. That's right. Drive off in your new Chevy in less than 60 minutes, or they will make your first car payment. Visit AdvantageChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive.
Must mention offer upon arrival before negotiation. Restrictions apply. Ask dealer for details.
What would you do with $1 million? Hard Rock Casino Northern Indiana wants to give you the chance to find out in our $1 million giveaway. Earn July 1st through December 27th. Then join us each Friday for your chance to win a grand finale spot for a 1 in 500 chance to be the guaranteed winner of $1 million. The $1 million giveaway. Exclusively at Hard Rock Casino Northern Indiana. Must be 21. See Players Club for complete details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
Miller Lite is brewed with great taste and only great taste.
The Miller Brewing Company would like to issue a correction. Miller Lite is brewed to be less filling. What are you doing here?
Miller Lite tastes great.
Look, I'm just reading the script. It says less filling.
That's not what my script says.
Well, mine says...
We'd like to apologize for the previous announcers. Miller Lite is in fact less filling and tastes great. Time to shine, legal guy.
Celebrate responsibly. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Beer. 96 calories and 3.2 grams carbs per 12 ounces. Fewer calories and carbs than premium regular beer.
Hi, this is Jeff Joniak here to tell you about Ego Outdoor Power Equipment. Did you know that all Ego 56-volt batteries are universal? I love that my lawnmower, string trimmer, and blower all share the same powerful 56-volt Eagle Arc lithium battery. With over 90 Ego tools to choose from, you can build a powerful collection. Plus, Ego delivers the power of gas without the noise, fuss, or fumes. That's why Ego is the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Learn more at egopowerplus.com.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right. And naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything. From the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Beyond the bottle, Tito's has gained a reputation for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits around the world to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's and learn more at Tito'sVodka.com. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
Bears fans, welcome to another game day at the Gridiron. After seeing your beautiful automobiles at the tailgate, we're calling an audible so you can save on gas. That's right, Bears fans score big on game days. Save 25 cents per gallon on Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline with the Fuel Rewards program. That's a touchdown for the tailgate. Download the Shell app, join the Fuel Rewards program today, and game on. Restrictions apply. Limited time at participating Shell stations. For more details, visit fuelrewards.com/bears.
Your heart. You'd never think of purposely stopping it. I'm Tara, and when my team at Northwestern Memorial Hospital found a malformation in my brain, my cardiologist and neurosurgeon said the only way to save me was to stop my heart, which they did. 12 times.
Nationally ranked for neurology and neurosurgery by U.S. News and World Report, Tara's team collaborated to temporarily stop blood flow, allowing a catheter to reach her brain and permanently obliterate the malformation. Northwestern Medicine. Better.
Westfield Ford is your hometown Ford team. For nearly 40 years, Westfield Ford has been treating customers right and saving them more. Decades of terrific service has built the loyal following that Westfield enjoys today. Customers can count on a terrific inventory of over 300 new Fords and quality pre-driven vehicles. And big-time savings without all the hassles and games every time they visit. Often imitated, never duplicated. Westfield Ford on LaGrange Road in Countryside and westfieldford.com.
The Chicago Bears podcast. If you aren't listening, you're not getting the whole story. See it or hear it now on the ESPN Chicago app or wherever you like to pod.
Snap, hand up and a big hit. Down goes Akers. DeMarcus Walker playing an active first quarter. Lays the hammer down there and puts him down to the ground for a 2-yard loss. Jefferson motions left, snap, blitz by Gordon, and brought down. It's T.J. Edwards coming in as hot as well. Edwards gets the sack.
Peggy and Jurko Postgame on ESPN Chicago.
Now would be a good time for you to call in if you remember who our Bears advantage of the game was. If you call us with 312-332-3776 and you have the correct answer, your name will be put in the hopper for our pick on the Green Bay Week 18 game for the 2-year prepay lease on a 2025 Chevy Equinox EV capped at 10,000 miles per year. You must be 18 or older, from Illinois only. Official contest rules at ESPNChicagoContest.com. Well, Doug Kramer was asked about not reporting to the officials in what has become a blooper reel for the Bears this season. And he said reporting, quote unquote, slipped his mind, that it was
slipped his mind,
his mistake. And he said, obviously, we've had other games where things like this have happened. It's disappointing.
And smokes. Well, that hurt.
Exactly. Holy smokes, you're not kidding. Thomas Brown was asked about it as well, because as the offensive coordinator, basically you may remind him, don't forget to report.
Slipped my mind.
But Thomas Brown said if it was a question, I would have called the timeout, but my back was to him or his back was to me, whatever.
Slipped my mind. You know what slips your mind?
Yeah.
Forget to put smoked paprika into the goulash.
Oh.
That might slip your mind.
Yeah,
you know what
that's
I'm
true.
saying?
Forgetting to pick it up at the grocery store.
That's right. That's the kind of thing that can slip your mind.
Right. You're right.
When you're in the NFL and you're the guy that goes in and the big guy playing out of position, the number one thing that you have to do is report. That could never slip your mind. That's not a mind-slippable answer. That's nothing. That will never slip your mind. It can never slip your mind. It slipped my mind. Oh, boy.
They've had a lot of mind slipping this season.
Kramer reminds me a little bit of, from the movie Animal House, if you guys don't remember.
Of course.
Bluto Blatarsky.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lovable. 0.0 grade point average. Yeah. Yeah. It slipped my mind. Yeah. My dog ate my homework. Yeah. That's the kind of answer. Oh, boy.
Let's go out to Woodridge. Hello, Jimmer.
Hey, guys. First things first, Jurk. I know you had a long day, and I appreciate you being on the air all this time. I know you were on with Jesse earlier. I heard you.
Oh, yeah.
The second thing is we actually have a mutual friend, and I'm sure he wanted the Bears to win. That's Frankie Winters. I caddy for him.
Bag of donuts, yeah.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Oh,
but,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
One thing I have to say is that Caleb Williams, I wasn't high on Caleb Williams, and I will tell you, I like Ryan Poles. But I wasn't high on Caleb Williams at all. I'm like, let me see what he does. Let me just tell you, all the experts, analysts are wrong. He is so inaccurate. He holds on the ball so long. He doesn't do, I know you, let's say that we get a first round, we have a high first round pick, top 10. And let's say as you say, you want those big butts. You want those
big bodies.
Yes.
Big badass mamma jammas.
I wouldn't mind the kid from LSU, but I'm not high on him right now. I mean, I told my buddies, I'm like, I'm not going to say anything until he proves me wrong. But honestly, he hasn't proven me right yet either. I mean, maybe if they get some help, but he holds on the ball so long, doesn't get it out. I mean, and also, why don't you throw an interception? I mean, I know Peyton Manning threw all these interceptions. Why don't you just try? Just throw it up there instead of holding on to the ball for so long. That's why he gets all these sacks. He's holding on to the loaf of bread for so long. But I'll let you guys go. Again, Jurk, I hope you get a good night's sleep. Thank you again, guys.
All right, brother. I'll be back on in the morning. Don't you worry about it.
Jimmer, thank you. Let's get Steven in here quickly from Detroit. Hi, Steven.
Steven.
Yeah, guys. Such a national embarrassment, all throughout the night. I know Jason Kelsey even asked, do the Bears even belong in the NFL or whatever? But I think tonight's loss really pushed Ryan Poles to the firing line, just like he did with Shane Waldron and Matt Eberflus. I just don't see this team built, with any consistency, and it was badly exposed tonight. Kieran Almagaji was just terrible. Offensive line was just completely discombobulated. There wasn't really much of a pass rush all throughout the day, throughout the game, excuse me. And, with Warren, watching the game somewhere, in a city that he served such a long time as an executive with, impeccable resume, I would have to think that, that really probably pissed him off. And obviously that wouldn't be the reason, but I just don't see the reason for Ryan Poles to be on this job any longer. And, I think anybody who's a supporter of Poles has to be really, really concerned about, whether this man knows what he's doing.
Okay, Stephen, we have to wrap things up, so I appreciate it. Thank you.
Not a fan of Ryan Poles is what I'm going to put him down as.
Exactly. And I would like to make a correction. Even though the pass rush did not result in the sack numbers, they had 2 sacks, they did have 8 quarterback hits. So they were generating some pressure. All right, Your Honor, we need a verdict.
You're going to get a verdict out of me. This is brought to you by Veroliak Law Group, fighting insurance companies for over 60 years, 8444 VLG Law. This team is guilty of defectus victoriae.
Oh, victoriae.
Defectus victoriae.
Okay.
Lack of victories.
Oh, yeah.
They're guilty of a lack of victories.
That's true.
7 in a row now? Yeah. 7 defeats in a row now. Defectus victoriae.
8. They were 4-2.
8. Thank you. 10 losses. My God, I can't even add them.
Yes.
They're so high, they're in the double digits now. Yeah, a lack of victories. That's what we have here. A lack of anything that's wonderful. And unfortunately, there's no good signs in the future for us. 3 games left. There's no good signs. There's no easy opponents. Everybody is a better opponent than the Chicago Bears. And that's it.
Say that word again. What is it?
It's defectus victoriae.
Defectus victoriae.
That's right. The Veroliak Law Group wins for their clients. Always remember that, guys.
Well, like you said, it's not going to get any easier. Next game Sunday against Detroit at Soldier Field. They renew the Thanksgiving Day debacle that led to Black Friday.
Another ass kicking for the Bears.
The only thing that they have going for them at this point after 8 straight losses is Detroit is coming in very banged up. David Montgomery out for the rest of the season with an MCL sprain, I think they said it was. He has an MCL injury.
Yes, medial collateral ligament.
Yeah, and there's a couple of injuries now for them again. But our thanks to our executive producer, Eric Ostrowski, Kendra
Wonderful
Smith,
job.
and Jack McGrath.
Beautiful
our
job,
broadcast crew, Jeff Joniak, Tom Thayer, and Jason McKee. Thank you for the interviews from head coach Thomas Brown, Caleb Williams, and Jonathan Owens. Next game, Sunday, 12 o'clock, noon, kickoff. Pregame show starts at 10 a.m. right here on the Chicago Bears radio network, followed by the call of the game and the postgame show, as always. For Jurko, I'm Peggy. You've been listening to the Great Clips postgame show on the Chicago Bears radio network. We have no post-game show tonight, but there's going to be a lot of talking about this little merry-go-round.
Me want to report.
Have a good one, everyone. Thank you. So long.
Right now at Old National, we have a $450 checking bonus.
Sign me up. But why is that hockey player standing there?
I'm here for the check.